Probably the design, the whole design process is one of the funnest parts of what we do. Yeah, Myst was different because right up front from the beginning, we had to sit down and spend a good month or over a month. It was about a month and a half. Every day just designing all the worlds, all the everything involved with it. Sitting down and going over puzzles and whether or not they'd be too hard or too easy, and whether or not they fit with the story, because there was so much story that was being developed at the same time.
Right. It could kind of open up to the side where the...
So we'd extend the gameplay by having just the depth, up the depth in the amount of places to explore. I mean, just so vast that you just felt like it was going on forever. And so we just go back and forth, and you wouldn't believe some of the stupid ideas that we end up, Robin ends up coming up with.
Myst Island. Ha ha ha! This is where we film incredible movies. This is our incredible blue screen.
Blue screen.
This is a blue screen table. A real high quality production here.
That's a dictionary on the table. I think it was $19.95 on sale. Special deal of $19.95.
Yeah, we really got a good deal on that.
It's regular like $99. Rand and I have always been very much into the detail of things, the richness of things, and so when we did Myst, we wanted it to be a very rich environment and a very detailed environment. And graphically, that meant a lot of work.
We are using a computer, in essence, to build sets. The stuff that we're doing for Myst basically has to be fully realized in order to move a sort of a virtual camera around this kind of virtual set. You take a camera and you place it in various positions in order to move, say, from one room to another or down a hallway. It's just a sequence of camera shots that are taken in a computer that end up looking photographic and end up helping, end up allowing the player to really believe that they're sitting in this world.
For example, if we're building a room, we tell the computer, okay, a wall goes in this place, and another wall goes here, and the floor goes here, a desk goes over here, and the desk has this wood surface, and it has these little gold handles in the front, and it has a carving in the front of the wood, or inlaid wood at this part. We would build an incredible amount of detail into our models. It was a time-consuming process. It meant that we would include everything up to the tiniest little screw or nail.
I started off kind of seeing it from an artist perspective. I would look for the most interesting scene that I could come up with. But the problem I ran into was that every time I made it look interesting, it didn't work for the interface because it was unrealistic. I mean, you don't look at everything as a composition. When you're walking through a room, you're either just walking through a room or you're stopping and staring at everything. And the hardest thing for me was to try to make that transition from trying to make everything look really pretty, composed, and make it work as far as interface goes.
When we first started out, we had really no idea how we were going to be able to create these landscapes, especially how we were going to be able to create terrains where we specified what we wanted the terrain to be shaped like. We came up with a way to create a terrain by basically painting the terrain in grayscale, a large picture of the terrain in grayscale. The light areas of that grayscale image would represent the areas of the terrain that would lift up very high. It would be very high, like a mountain or a hill, for example. We would bring that grayscale image then, simply bring it into Stratavision and extrude it in Stratavision, and voila, there we had our incredible terrains. we needed to put some sort of texture on those to really bring them to life. All we had to do was just look at our terrain, decide which areas would have grass, which areas would be covered with rock, and paint that. We'd ended up with a nice little color map that we could then wrap to our terrain. Once we had our terrains done, we could then do things like add trees, add hundreds of trees to a terrain, basically build a forest. We knew at that point, yeah, we can do this. We can do the whole thing as a 3D rendered island.
Then I was sitting down watching Little Mermaid with my kids, and they had some kind of blowfish or a pufferfish or something in there. And I said, you know, it's kind of interesting shape. And didn't really think much about it, but when I sat down at the computer again, suddenly started modeling and just playing around in macro model, and boom, there it popped. There was a ship.
No!
The mistake was your belt's a lost, sir.